Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Guy, going up here today with the final collection video of 2022, and that is the PS2 collection. I want to start off by saying that while, of course, the PS2 collection's been my holy grail of collecting items, and I always said I want to go for a full set. Unfortunately, recently, been kind of hard times, so I've had to be selling some games. But it's got me thinking a little bit. You know, when I play a game, if I enjoy it, I think to myself, is it worth me keeping it? When I think to myself, if I can sell a game and use that money to get another game in backwards or another movie or something, you know, of course that doesn't mean every time I play a game, I'm going to sell it straight afterwards. Of course, I'm not going to do that, obviously not. But there are going to be some games in here that I'm going to look at the prices of after I've done them. And unfortunately, you know, you got to do what you got to do, unfortunately. But I've come to a point now where I'm like, I don't mind selling something. And what I might start doing in the future with the PS2 is whenever I see a PS2 game for a decent price, I'm going to pick it up. Because there's been many a time where I've gone through my PS2 collection and seeing I might have paid like £2-3 for a game and found that it's worth double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the amount that I paid for it. So this is going to give me a good opportunity to look through stuff, kind of like when I was doing my DVD collection, to look through stuff and see what I can sell, put up for sale. I normally put it on Facebook first, then eBay, then if nothing's interested, CEX. But I might be taking a trip to town tomorrow. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do pickups, just because I need to do some shopping. But I can kill two birds with one stone, because there's an Iceland in town and there's also the post office. Whereas where I live, Iceland is one end, the post office the other end, so it's kind of a nightmare. So yeah, but obviously there's games in here that obviously aren't worth a lot of money, so there's no point in even trying to sell them. But let's go straight into it. First up, we have the Italian Job La Heist. I am going to put this one up for sale. I'm going to check the price of it. I played a tiny bit of it. It's really not that great of a game, unfortunately. I've never seen the movie, but it's not that great of a game. It's very generic. It's time-based, but it's just generic. So any games that I'm checking the prices of, I'm going to put behind me. Then we have Midway Arcade Treasures. This is an awesome collection of games, classic Midway stuff, and there's a bunch of bonus content on here as well. I don't even know if that has a DVD on here, but there's a bunch of bonus content. I'm going to keep this one. I sold the third one recently, so I need to get that one back, just because I like these compilations and I know some people are sought after them, but I am going to check prices on everything here. Then we have NBA Live 2004. Just be aware, some PS2 games, sports games, are going up in price. I looked at FIFA 12 on PS2 and that's gone up to like a £10 game now, and I paid like 50p for it. So yeah, just be aware. It's always good to check prices because the PS2 is slightly raised in price now. Then we have the Great Battles of Rome. I'm not sure if this got a PS3 release. I know it had Xbox 360, but if it has a PS3 release, that's probably how I'll play it. Then we have Disney's The Haunted Mansion. I've heard this is actually kind of a fun game. Some of these Disney games are hit and miss, but some of them are decent. I haven't seen the movie either, though. Of course, it's a movie based on a ride. Then we have Pool Master. There's a ton of pool games and billiard type games. Then we have Poker Masters. Again, if you enjoy poker, casino type games. Portal Runner. This is kind of a spin-off of the Army Men games. I've heard good things about it. My partner used to play it a lot. I'm going to check the prices on all of these as well. Then we have Pop Idol. I paid 10p for this game, and it's probably like a £2 game now. It's crazy. CEX used to do like £10, 50p games. Now everything is over £1. No cheaper than 50p, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a Pop Idol game. iToy Chat Lite, kind of an interesting piece of history here, the iToy, but this was like Skype and MSN. I'm going to check the price on that one as well, because I think that's a kind of a rare little oddity. It has no use nowadays, of course. Extermination, really nice slipcover type foily inside. I've heard this is kind of a cool game, like a survival horror game. Conspiracy, Weapons of Mass Destruction. I'll probably put this one up for sale as well. I played it, it was awful, unfortunately. Nothing I can really say about that one. Chaos Legion, kind of like a mix between like Final Fantasy style, Devil May Cry fighting type action game. Looks kind of fun, haven't played it yet though. Crisis Zone, a spin-off of the Time Crisis games. I know that this sells for a decent price if you have it in the big box with the gun. iToy Groove. I actually don't have an iToy. It's a shame because I actually seen one in a charity shop the other day, in the actual iToy Play box. But the box is in pretty bad shape, so I should have picked it up looking back on it. Everblue, kind of a underwater exploration game. There's just a ton of variety on the PS2. ESPN NHL 2K5. Some of these old sports games can be quite fun. Enter the Matrix, another game from my childhood. I absolutely loved this back in the day. There's a lot of nostalgia for me, of course. Then we have Euro Rally Champion. There is a ton of racing games on the PS2. So if you're a fan of racing games, PS2 is an excellent console for that. There's probably more racing games than anything else on the PS2. It's crazy. Eternal Quest. I've heard this game is absolutely awful, or it's so challenging, but not in a good way. Eternal Ring kind of looks like a sort of old school first person RPG type game made by Ubisoft. Then we have Nickelodeon's El Tigre, Adventures of Manny Riviera. Some of these Nickelodeon games are becoming more sought after, of course. Miami Vice, based on the 1980s Moot TV show. I don't know how good this is, but normally these types of games are pretty terrible. Micro Machines, this is the Atari version. It's not as good as the other Micro Machines game, but it's still playable. And I do have Micro Machines V4, but I can't remember if this worked. I'm sure it didn't work. Yeah, it had some deep scratches on it. I always find problems with these blue discs. I don't know the exact reason behind the blue disc. If anyone knows, let me know in the comment below. But I'm so annoyed because I actually really like this game and I really want to play it. I'm sure this copy don't work. Then we have Eggo Mania, kind of a puzzle type game. Some puzzle games can be fun with friends, just small sessions. I'm not a huge puzzle fan, but so yeah. Star Trek Voyager Elite Force, first person shooter. I've heard good things about this one. But like I said, I'm going to be checking the prices on everything here. Starsky and Hutch. This is kind of an interesting co-op game. One person drives, one person shoots. An entire game dedicated like that. Kind of sounds interesting. I think it's based on the TV show, not the movie. Medal of Honor Frontline. I was playing this game and I got to a point where I died and it restarted the entire mission and that pissed me off. I'm going to do a video talking about things that should be a staple in every video game video coming up soon. But this is a classic, of course. This game is always sought after. It's not an expensive or rare game by any means. It's a very popular game. So popular games are good ones to pick up. If you see them cheap, like 50p, £1, because you can probably sell them for that and more. Endgame, this is a light gun shooter. Star Wars Racer Revenge, I don't know if I played this version. I played the original back in the day. But of course, Star Wars, what more do you want? It's Star Wars and racing. A great combination. I've heard that this version isn't as good as the original. A lot of people prefer the original, which is kind of a staple. Star Wars Empire Revenge of the Sith. Absolutely love this game. The gameplay reminds me of the old Jedi Power Battles game. But this is an awesome game. I'll be honest with you, I've never beat this game without cheats. Back when cheat codes were a thing. You know, and I absolutely love this game. I spent more time playing the versus mode, the one-on-one fighting mode, than anything else in this game as a kid. And that's what I miss about games nowadays, is all the bonus unlockable modes you could get, and you just don't get that anymore. But this is an excellent game, and it is backwards compatible on the Xbox Series now. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, this has had a re-release on the PS4. Absolutely loved this game as a kid. I'd never beat it. I always find that I get to like a part in the game and it pisses me off and I never go back to it. But again, this was a great game because Jango Fett was a character that everyone really liked in the movie and felt like he should have his own sort of thing. And of course now we've got all the Mandalorian and Boba Fett TV shows. Sonny Garcia surfing. There were a few surfing games on the PS2. Just goes to show there was a ton of content. The Incredibles Rise of the Underminer. This one has a lot of nostalgia for me. I recently played it. It still holds up. I played it and I got to a point where the game failed me and I kind of got pissed off. But I think I'm going to keep this one for now and give it another try at some point in the future. Energy Air Force, Aim Strike, and a flight game. There were a ton of flight games on the PS2 as well. NBA Jam, of course, a classic arcadey type basketball game, as you say, barbecue. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. This was a kind of a cool game. A lot of people don't realise this was made by Pandemic Studios, the same creators of Star Wars Battlefront, so this is kind of a really cool game. I remember when they were talking about the Han Solo game that was coming out, they did a picture of Han Solo in this game as a teaser, but I don't think that game's ever going to come out. Dynasty Tactics 2, kind of a more sought after game. It's not too expensive. It's kind of a tactics game in the Dynasty Warriors series. Star Wars Starfighter, this basically takes place, I think it takes place between episode 1 and 2, or before episode 1. It was an okay flight game. One of my all-time favourite games, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Love this game as a kid. I'd recommend getting this on the Xbox series or Xbox One because it has some bonus content that's exclusive to the Xbox that you can only get on Xbox. Some extra maps and some extra characters as well, which is kind of cool. Spy Hunter 1 and 2, the old classics. I've heard these games are terrible. I know one of them's really bad and the other one's kind of generic, I've heard. I have 2 copies of Spongebob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman because one of them was my mate's one that I brought off him, and he said it didn't work. I think it might be not this one. I think it might be the one with the manual. Oh, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I remember my friend used to play this game quite a bit as a kid. I've got 2 copies here, so I'm actually going to test them both, and if they both work, I'll sell one. iToy Anti-Grav, kind of a Airblade type iToy thing going on there. Everybody's Tennis. These Everybody series are quite interesting actually. This kind of reminds me of the Anna Kournikova game on the PS1. Eve of Extinction. I've heard good things about this game. Some people say it's a bit generic, but this is a fairly cheap game as well. Everybody's Golf, another fun sports game. Evergrace, another Ubisoft RPG. Yeah, Ubisoft used to make RPGs. I know they do now, but not in the usual way. Fight Night 2004. Wow, this was from Chips originally. A lot of people are asking for Fight Night to come back. Then we have Eagle Eye Golf. I don't know if I played this one. I know I played one of these golf games. Golf games can be fun in small doses. England International Football. I don't know if other countries got their own international football game. I think it's from the same creators who did the club football games. Cricket 07. Cricket games didn't come out yearly, so that's why there was 07 and 05 or something. Winter games, snowboarding, part of the ESPN, made by Konami. Kind of an interesting one there. The original Star Wars Battlefront, again, like I said, I did a playthrough of this years ago on my channel. Crazy, right? I really enjoyed this game again. Like I said, there's a lot of extra content, and the PC versions are the best way to play them with all the mods. Powerdrome, kind of a cool racing futuristic game. Power Rangers Super Legends. Some of these Power Rangers games also become quite sought after amongst fans of the show. Q Academy, another billiards type game. CSI, investigation. Some of these games might be kind of interesting. Cool Shot. Yeah, how many times are you going to make a pool game, right? Pool was pool, right, isn't it? Countryside Bears. Yeah, these were the Phoenix games that were notorious. Gameplay wise, it's the same thing, just a couple of little mini games for kids. But what's notorious about these are the actual, like, they have like feature length, like animated films on here, and they are absolutely awful. They're worth it just to check them out. Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. I never played this game, but it was the last Star Wars game, and it took me a long time to find it. It's not expensive. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. This game was also re-released on the PS4. Then we have Stuart Little 3 Big City Adventure. Never played this game, but I enjoyed Stuart Little. SX Superstar. Some of these bike racing games sought after. SWAT Global Strike Team. I don't know how good this is compared to the PC ones. Stealth Force, The War on Terror. And then we have Strike Force Bowling. There were a few bowling games on the PS2. And then the last one of today's video is Stock Car Speedway. So yeah, I'm gonna check all of the prices on these games. I'm gonna see if there's anything here that's gone up in price. I'll probably put these two up on eBay. Just because I don't need to put them on Facebook because there's only 2 games here, because I played them both and I don't think I'm ever going to replay them, and they're fairly cheap games, so I can always pick them up again in the future for collecting purposes, I guess. And anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and comment below. Let me know if there's any games here that of course deserve more attention, any ones here that you had or played. I played some Spartan Total Warrior this morning. I got to a point and the game pissed me off, so I don't think I'm going to play it anymore. And I tried out the Ninja Turtles game, which was kind of fun, but there was one major problem: no checkpoint system. So it's an old beat 'em up style game, so it's an enjoyable one, but I don't think you can unlock the next mission until you've beaten all 6 missions in one chapter. Kind of a gripe there. I'm going to play some Lego Movie 2 video game tonight. I'm actually really enjoying that game now. I think I might 100% that game because it's fairly easy to collect the stuff. And then I'm going to watch an episode of AEW as well tonight. I watched Lauren Hardy last night. I'm gonna have something to eat, check the prices on these games first, and then I'm gonna go and play on my Switch for a bit. I'm going to play some more Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate on the Switch. I was a bit worried because when I opened the game case, it just had the normal game in there, but it actually is the Ultimate version. So I was lucky. But anyway guys, as always, subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mad Tiger, and as always, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.